focus in on all of the big earnings which will kickstart from tomorrow. And you've got IT major Infosys, which is going to declare its quarterly numbers. Let's take it across then to Sunita to find out what the preview is from the ET Now poll. Sunita.
Well, we are expecting the growth in revenue in dollar terms to come more or less in line with their guidance, though it will come closer to the lower band of the guidance. We are expecting 3.5% growth in dollar revenues. We are expecting dollar revenues to come at $1,806 million. While in rupee terms, the growth will be substantial. We are expecting a 13.5% growth in rupee revenue. That's largely because rupee has depreciated by roughly about 10% in this quarter. And there will also be an impact of cross-currency, adverse impact of roughly about 100 basis points, which we are paring down. EBITDA margins are expected to improve. We are expecting margins to come at 33.7% versus 31% they posted in Q2. So this will largely be on account of rupee depreciation, and the gains will largely be on account of that. Net profit is expected to grow at 14.5% in this quarter. We are expecting a net profit figure of 2188 crore rupees. But the main thing that we need to watch out is what they have to say for the guidance. We are expecting a dollar revenue guidance to be cut by the company. We are expecting them to lower it from 17 to 19%. They had said earlier to lower it to about 17 to 18% this quarter. And this also basically implies that in Q4 they will be growing at anywhere between 2.3% to roughly about 4%. While the rupee EPS guidance, we are expecting them to up it. They had given out a guidance of roughly about 143 to 145. This time we are expecting them to up it to 145 to 149. So anything less than 148 would be disappointment for the street, while anything above 150 rupees will be a thumbs up for the stock. But we need to watch out for the management commentary on the IT budget and how the pricing is likely to move in 2012. These are the things we'll be watching out very, very closely. But as usual, we are expecting management to be very, very cautious, and especially in this challenging environment. But need to watch out for the EPS guidance for FY12 and the management commentary.
Okay, lots of factors to keep an eye out on when it comes to the Infosys numbers. Sunita, thanks very much for highlighting that, and can't let you go without wishing you a very happy birthday from all of us and all the very best for the coming year.
Thank you.
Okay, on that note, let's hear out what the market men are also making of the Infosys quarterly numbers. Let's hear out some voices, starting off with Manishi Roy Chaudhary of BNP Paribas Securities.
Tech results are likely to be reasonably good in this quarter because they have the rupee tailwind in favor of them. And, given the fact that the rupee would possibly trade in the present range for some more time, such currency-backed tailwind may exist for another quarter or so.
There is going to be, I think, an element of positiveness, I think, which one would like to look at, I think, from Infosys' numbers. More importantly, I think on a quarter-over-quarter basis, I think the growth on the volume would take place at around 4%. But importantly, I think because of the fall in the rupee value, is likely to have positive impact at the bottom line level.
Infosys and TCS look very interesting. That's something which is going to benefit again from strong growth which we are seeing, rebounding growth which we are seeing in the US, and also the margin expansion back of a weaker rupee. We will see earnings guidance being up for the next 6 to 12 months for most major tech companies.
While the environment may be a little difficult, it is something that might come out in the next quarter results when Infosys guides for the next year. I would tend to believe that if there are margin pressures and all, there is very little headroom in this sector. Let's face it, on a relative basis, this may be slightly over-owned at this juncture.
So we are expecting 4.5% of volume growth. But because of the cross-currency movement, the US dollar volume growth would be, get impacted by 90 basis points. So we are expecting 3.6% US dollar term revenue growth on a quarter-to-quarter basis. And we are expecting a margin expansion because of the currency depreciation against US dollar of 250 basis points. So at the bottom line, it will translate into almost 18.2% quarter-on-quarter growth for Infosys.